General Douglas MacArthur has tickled the tail of the giant Chinese dragon and is now paying the ghastly price. Just a few weeks earlier at Wake Island, he had guaranteed President Harry Truman that China would never enter the war. Now, at the Chosin Reservoir and throughout all of North Korea, his United Nations forces are in headlong retreat. Foot soldiers and commanders alike begin to question the leadership and judgment of Douglas MacArthur. MacArthur counters criticism by saying the Truman administration is forcing him to fight with one hand tied behind his back. He wants to expand the war into China, but Washington says no. Meanwhile, the agony of 10th Corps goes on. They have regrouped in the town of Hagaru, south of the deadly Chosin Reservoir. Troops and vehicles crowd together. The men are in desperate need of supplies and reinforcements and are still surrounded by the Chinese. They are battered by the now familiar lethal combination. Fearsome Chinese attacks by night and the relentless, vicious cold. MacArthur orders his 10th Corps to fall back from Hagaru to the port city of Hungnam and evacuation by sea. The breakout begins. Army troops of the 10th Corps create a defensive corridor through which the Marines can escape. December 10th, 1950. 2 weeks after the first Chinese attacks, the beleaguered men of 10th Corps begin trickling into Hungnam. By Christmas Eve, the final remnants are loaded onto ships and sent south to Pusan. 105,000 troops and 91,000 Korean refugees have been evacuated. Left on the Hungnam beach are gasoline, bombs, and dynamite, believed too volatile for transport. The Americans blow them up. A final gesture of fury and exasperation. The Chinese, who have suffered even greater casualties from battle and the fierce winter, have succeeded in driving all United Nations forces back below the 38th parallel. Mao Zedong has his great victory, the surprise and success that rival that of MacArthur's at Incheon. He decides to take the offensive and force the West out of Korea for good. As a result, a panic-stricken America considers a potentially calamitous, desperate act. Reeling from the power and ferocity of the Chinese offensive in Korea, the United States faces the very real possibility of total and humiliating defeat. General Douglas MacArthur finds this unthinkable and advocates the use of as many as 50 atomic bombs against the Chinese. The Chinese vow to fight on, no matter what the United States hurls at them. You can use the atomic bomb, Mao Zedong counters. I will use my hand grenade. I will catch your weak point and defeat you.